How is it going, Bears fans? Welcome back to another episode of Bear Down Uncut, where we talk everything Bears every day of the week. Today, in episode 76 of Uncut, we're going to be making a video opposing yesterday's video. Today, we're going to be making the case for as to why Nick Foles should be the Bears' starting quarterback in 2020. Before we get into this one, I would like to thank you guys for crushing the support on the videos recently. You guys have been going absolutely crazy. And while I know it might be a little bit biased yesterday because our video was for Trubisky, I hope you guys still support this video like you did yesterday's. We've got about 95 likes on yesterday's video. Let's try and set a goal today to hit 50 likes. You guys have been going crazy liking the videos, and it helps us out a lot. Also, if you're new to the channel and want Bears content every day of the week, do us a favor, click that red button to subscribe. We're trying to hit 2,500 subscribers by the season. We're about 230 away. It seems like a long shot, but with how we've been doing recently, you guys have been killing it. Also, click the bell for notifications whenever we post. So, the two goals, 50 likes on this video, 2,500 subscribers by the season. It may seem like a long shot, but I hope we can do it. I am your host, Chris Malpe, and today, to talk about Nick Foles, I am here with my co-host, Parth Shaw. Trust me, Jaylen did not want to be any part of this video, so Parth, how's it going, man?
Doing pretty good. I had a little early morning today with an 8 a.m. class. So I've been up for like 5 hours already, but here we are. I'm done for the day, so let's do some Bears videos.
Yeah, you guys listening, you guys don't know, Parth and I are on the college grind, whereas Parth is waking up for classes early. I've luckily tuned my schedule to where on Fridays I don't have class until 1:40 in the afternoon, so I slept in nicely. It's about noon right now, and we're recording this, and I just woke up, got some lunch, and now we're going to record. So let's get right into it. So today we are here to defend, I guess you could say, the other half of the Bears' quarterback competition. Nick Foles, the veteran, obviously has been a little bit of a journeyman since he entered the league in 2012, and we are going to defend him today. So the first point I have for Nick Foles is that I think he is in the right scheme at the right time. You look at everywhere that Nick Foles has played throughout his career. He spent 3 years with the Philadelphia Eagles in the Andy Reid tree. Obviously, Matt Nagy does come from that tree. He then headed to St. Louis with the Rams when they were the St. Louis Rams. Jeff Fisher was the head coach. We know how bad that was. A terrible system there. In 2016, he headed to Kansas City, back with Andy Reid and Matt Nagy for a season, and he wasn't anything great, wasn't anything terrible. 65% completion percentage, 410 yards and 3 touchdowns before being replaced by Alex Smith, but not horrible. He then headed back to Philadelphia in 2017, where he led the team on one of the greatest Super Bowl runs in NFL history, and that's where he probably became known as, I would say, probably one of the greatest backup quarterbacks of all time. And then he headed to Jacksonville in 2019. We all know how that ended with the fractured collarbone, and then he finds his way to Chicago. So you take a look at everywhere he's been but Philadelphia. Philadelphia obviously has had that great Andy Reid scheme there with Doug Peterson and Reid himself for a while that Foles has taken part in, and he's taking part in a very similar scheme here in Chicago, which leads me to believe that he can be successful here. People say that he's not a full season starting quarterback and that he can only come off the bench and he hasn't played well anywhere but Philadelphia, but I think Chicago gives him the best opportunity with the best weapons to have a similar situation to Philadelphia that he does. The offensive line is a worry, but it's still very unclear whether or not Trubisky can effectively operate in Matt Nagy's system. We saw him struggle a lot last year, and we know that this system fits Foles. System quarterback is something that would tend to carry probably a negative connotation, but in Foles' case, you can accept that he has the highest success rate when it comes to, this Matt Nagy offense with a lot of RPO, zone read, kind of a little bit of a West Coast option that spreads out defenses, and we know how great Foles is in the RPO. He prepares very well for games. He has tremendous hand quickness. I think he processes information better than many quarterbacks in the league, and he sees stuff at an unbelievable speed that Mitchell Trubisky might not just be able to pick up on. If you look at our run-pass option concepts, They can require multiple reads within seconds, calling off linebackers, cornerbacks, defensive ends. Literally, it can be seconds, and you have to make 2 reads and decide to make the right throw or hand the ball off. And Foles has been a master at it in the past. You look at his 2013 season in Philadelphia, the season where he started the most games. Obviously, this is 7 years ago, but Bill Lazor was his offensive coordinator, his quarterback's coach in Philadelphia that year, and now he's in Chicago as the offensive coordinator. He threw 27 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, and I believe that was his only Pro Bowl year. So, Nick Foles knows how to succeed in this system. I believe Chicago gives him the weapons, the familiarity with the coaching staff, and the opportunity to be able to thrive in it yet again. So that's my first reason, and now I'm going to pass it to Parth for reason number 2.
All right, but what's it called? You can't go without talking about Nick Foles without his magical Super Bowl run. My bad. That 2018 run with the Philadelphia Eagles, where he comes in, steps in for Carson Wentz. Carson Wentz had an amazing year that year, and the Eagles were looking like a great team to win the Super Bowl. And as soon as Nick Foles came in, that whole narrative came in that they're not going to win anything. They're going to maybe win a game at the most. And he comes out here, proves everyone wrong, starts in all 3 playoff games. In the first playoff game, he had a passer rating of 100.1 with 246 yards against Atlanta. And then he went on the road in Minnesota, a game where basically if Minnesota won, they would have had Super Bowl at home. But he goes there, beats them 38-7, throws over 350 yards, 3 touchdowns, and a passer rating of 141.4. We've seen Mitchell Trubisky struggle against Minnesota the last couple of years. He has beaten Minnesota, but I'd say that's more of our defense. Last 2 seasons, Minnesota has not beaten Chicago. But if a guy like Nick Foles can come in and play like that against a top 5 defense that Minnesota has, that shows you something special he's got, especially in one of the biggest games of his career. And then on to the biggest game of his career in Super Bowl against New England. He throws 373 yards, 3 touchdowns with a passer rating of 106.1. He also had a touchdown catch that many of you guys remember as the Philly special with ex-Bears tight end Trey Burton threw the pass. So he's played in big situations and he's stepped up. He has a career record of 26 wins and 22 losses. So he's on the positive side of that. And then like Chris mentioned, his 2013 season where he had over 27 touchdowns, around 2,800 passing yards with 119 passer rating. I mean, yes, it's a little bit from the past, but he's in that same system now. He's got better weapons, I'd say, a more established wide receiver corps, and he's got a run game that can improve. Mm-hmm. I think if you give Nick Foles the chances with he has basically all his old coaches here. He's got Nagy, he's got DeFilippo, and he's got Bill Lazor. And I think he can get it done if you give him the chance.
Yeah, and if you want more proof of Nick Foles succeeding in the playoffs, I mean, just look at the 2019 NFC wild card where he came to Chicago against a very good 2018 Bears defense, and we don't have to talk about how that game ended for Bears fans because we never want to talk about that again. But Foles was all right, 25 for 40, 266 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 2 interceptions. We also know that defense was the 3rd unit overall and a top 4 unit against the pass and a number 1 unit against the run. So you got to air the ball out in situations like that. But my final reasoning for why Nick Foles should be the starting quarterback for the Chicago Bears in 2020 is that I think as he continues to get time with this offense, if he gets the opportunity to go out there and start, I think he only continues to get his feet wet and get chemistry with players because in this weird, murky offseason, you don't get the opportunity to have mini camps, you don't get the opportunity to have OTAs, and I think that Nick Foles could really benefit from more time on the field with a lot of these guys. You take a look at a lot of the weapons on offense, and Nick Foles really hasn't had the opportunity to be with much of these guys. In fact, none of these guys throughout his career, and I think only time helps him. Allen Robinson, Ted Ginn, Anthony Miller, Darnell Mooney, a target that has been reported that he's been hitting a ton, that's looking to actually get a decent bit of reps here, has been surprising in training camp. Also, you look at how much the Bears improved the tight end position, and you look at how Philadelphia uses Zach Ertz. You look at how Kansas City uses Travis Kelce. The Bears have upgraded the tight ends, and I said it earlier about the scheme. We know how important the tight end is in that Andy Reid system. And the Bears have upgraded the tight ends this year, and I think they'll be able to succeed, and I think they'll be able to succeed regardless of who's quarterback. But I do believe Nick Foles knowing the scheme better than Trubisky in my eyes, will be able to use those tight ends more effectively. Jimmy Graham, Cole Kmet, the second-round pick, Demetrius Harris, the tight end that's pretty versatile, can be a run catcher or a run blocker and a pass catcher. So I think as time continues, if Nick Foles gets the start here off the bat, I think only time helps him. I think he continues to get his feet wet. We saw in that last week of mediated training camp, 3 days of practice go in Nick Foles' favor before the last day went to Mitchell Trubisky. That was the scrimmage at Soldier Field. And the weird thing about that is he threw 2 interceptions, and Matt Nagy said they didn't matter, or at least one of them didn't because it was tipped. But if they mattered, a lot of people were saying that day would have gone towards Foles. So a pretty even 4th day. And we saw Nick Foles, as he continued to get reps with these guys, continue to gain chemistry, that he only improved. So I think that that trending upwards of better chemistry with the team can only improve if you put Nick Foles on the field, on Ford Field, on week 1. So those are our 3 reasons why Nick Foles should be the Bears' starting quarterback in 2020. Thank you guys so much for tuning into episode number 76 of Uncut. If you want more content from us, you can head over to our website, beardown.com. We're getting up new articles on there either every day or every other day. We're going to keep pumping stuff out during the season. We have a ton of brand new content coming up, and we want to make sure you guys are getting the best of your experience when you're over here watching the YouTube channel. So head over to our website for some more content. If you would like to find us on Instagram and Twitter to see sneak peeks of podcasts, you can find us on both of those platforms at Bear Down, and you can also find the link to me and Parth's fan pages down in the description. Parth, the talk is over. It's time to see who the Week 1 quarterback is, probably this weekend over Labor Day weekend. You got anything planned and any last words?
Yeah, I think I'm just going to be hanging out with a bunch of college friends here, not going back home. I didn't really want to go back home for like a day or two. It just didn't seem like it. But yeah, just going to enjoy Labor Day weekend, not stressed about these quarterbacks as much, just because I got no hand in it. So I'm just going to let Matt Nagy make the best decision for the team. Hopefully it goes good for the rest of the season.
Yeah, this is probably our last video we'll make in regards to the quarterbacks until we make a video reacting to who the starter is and talking about how he's going to gear up for Week 1. So, look, I'm going to support whoever the starter is no matter what. Bears fans, 100%. I hope you guys do the same. At the end of the day, we're all Chicago Bears fans. We're not fans of individuals, and we just want this team to win. We want the quarterback to go out there, and whoever it is, give us the best chance to win. And we've got I would say a fairly easy start to the schedule, so we got to pounce on it early and hope that Nagy and his crew can make the right decision. It's been a pleasure to be your host. Once again, my name is Chris Malpe. Thank you so much for the support recently. Let's see if we can get 50 likes on this video. Also, before you go, do us a favor and comment down below whether or not you think Nick Foles will be the starting quarterback in 2020. Bears fans, do us a favor, stay safe, and as always, bear down. We'll see you in the next one. Peace.